Have you ever heard of the role of a Chief Automation Officer? If you haven't, today I'm going to tell you what it is and why you need to hire one for your business today. Let's get started. First of all, I'm going to tell you what a Chief Automation Officer is and what that role does in your business. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you why you need to hire one for your business today. So what is a Chief Automation Officer? It's a role that's been growing in importance since the last year, I'd say, to help companies build better systems, streamline their processes, and scale faster. So usually a Chief Automation Officer works closely with the Chief Operation Officer to make all the operations more efficient, right? So the Chief Automation Officer is that person that's going to help you take your business to the next level using automations, using systems, and with today of everything that's happening with AI, also using AI to take your process to the next level, right? So that person will help you see your business in a big picture and then really go dive into each process and start automating everything today. Of course, that a Chief Automation Officer could also be called like an automation consultant or an automation expert or any other term similar to that. But the end goal of that role is the same, right? To help you make better systems and better process for your company. So, okay, why you need to hire a Chief Automation Officer for your company? The first benefit is a strategy, okay? The Chief Automation Officer will help you see the big picture of your company in terms of processes and start building an automation plan, right? So the Chief Automation Officer will help you identify those processes that you are spending the most time on, especially that you are doing manually, you and your team, of course. So then he or she can build a list of top priority in terms of processes that should be automated today, right? Because usually it's very hard for the business owner or for anyone else on the company to see the big picture and to really realize everything that's spending the most time on, everything that is not being done efficiently. So the first step is a strategy, right? To see everything that's been happening on the company and where are the most time-consuming tasks and processes, and those should be the ones that we automate first, right? So because those processes will give a better return on the automations, a better return on the investment and time. The other benefit is efficiency, right? So as I explained, like the first step is to really identify those processes, right? To identify what should be automated first. And then like once we start building the automations, once the Chief Automation Officer start building those automations, so that role is not just on the strategy, but it's also on the more tactical position, right? Because the Chief Automation Officer should have the ability to see the strategy, to see the big picture, but also to really go and start building the systems, right? So that role should have the knowledge of some automation tools, should have the knowledge of how to use those different tools, and also how to build, for example, custom scripts or how to use AI models, right? So it's a very unique position because you need to know both the strategy, you need to know how to structure the systems in a theory way, and then of course go into on the practical side of the things to really actually build the system, right? So the second benefits, as I mentioned, is to increase efficiency. So by automating those processes that you mapped out on the first step, then you're going to start to increase the efficiency of all your operations. So you're going to start to reduce cost of your company. You're going to start to improve your margins, right? And you're going to become more scalable, especially because usually almost like 70 to 80% of the processes that's happening on the company can be automated. So there are a lot of potential, there are a lot of opportunities there to build automations and to take the operations to the next level. So that's why like efficiency, I think it's one of the most important benefits of having an automation expert on your company. The third benefit is customer experience, right? Because when your team stop doing a lot of manual process, a lot of manual work, your company can use that time to focus on your customer, to focus on delivering better results to your clients, to improve the relationship that you have with your clients. So that's why it's important that your team use that time on more strategic tasks and processes that's gonna take your company to the next level, right? That's gonna help grow your company. And of course, that translates in the customer experience. So I just give an example. I work with a company, the biggest real estate company in the world, and their brokerage team were spending more time on creating contracts and agreements than in actually dealing with clients and actually making sales and actually being there for the clients. So once we automate the entire thing in terms of like those contract creation, agreements and everything, then the brokerage team can use that time to spend with the clients, right? So that's why you improve your customer experience. I would say that the fourth benefit is scalability, right? So once we start having automations running for your business, you become way more scalable because you can grow the business, but you don't need to hire more people in order to handle more work. The systems and the automations can do that for you. So all the systems and automations that you can build internally can handle more work, a lot more work than a person can, right? So you became way more scalable. And what's important is that you became scalable with better margins because you can grow your revenue without increasing your cost at the same rate. So that's why building automations help you become a more scalable company. And I would say that the fifth benefits of having a chief automation officer on your company is to improve the employee satisfaction and employee experience, right? Because if a person is doing a lot of manual processes and a lot of manual tasks, that's usually not the best use of his or her time. So that's why it's really important that that person starts spending his or her time on more strategic tasks, on more important processes that's gonna take your business to where you want to go, right? So that's why like you can improve your employee satisfaction and experience by having those automations and automating everything that's being done manually and all those kind of repetitive tasks that your employee has to do every day or every week. So that's a very important like benefit of having the automations on your company as well. And I would say that by having a chief automation officer on your company, I think it's a very important competitive advantage, right? I always like to say that the businesses with the most efficient operations will thrive in the market in the long term. That's definitely going to happen, right? Because as the market becomes more competitive, the margins tend to decrease. So the ones that can deliver the best results to their clients with the most efficient operation will definitely thrive on the market. So the company that can scale with better margins will thrive on the market, right? So that's why having a chief automation officer on your company, it's a very important competitive advantage, right? So imagine that if you have a chief automation officer that can help you grow with systems and processes instead of you need to hire a lot of VAs, a lot of people to do the work compared to your competitor that's growing with a lot of people, staff, and manual processes, you become way more agile, you become way more scalable, and you can, with automation, deliver faster and better results to your clients. So you become way more competitive and you become a more sustainable business in the long term. So that's why I think that having a chief automation officer in your company today, it's a must-have if you want to keep growing and keep being competitive on your market today and in the long term. So I hope that by now you already have a better idea of what a chief automation officer does and why it's key for your company. Again, a chief automation officer is a very unique position because you have to combine in just one person the strategy part, but also the technical part of really building the automations. So really start thinking about having that position on your company, because you see the key difference that's gonna make on your business, not today, but also in the long term, okay? If you have any questions, as always, click on the link down below so we can get on a call so I can show you how I can help your company scale with systems and process. And also, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. That's help us deliver better content for you so you can have a more scalable business with automations. Thank you.